So hello, I'm with Doro. First of all, thank you for the interview. My first question is on
My
the
pleasure.
27th October in Nuclear Blast, we released Conqueress Forever Strong and Proud, which translates in French to La Conquérante à jamais forte et fière, which is always the
Oh, that
case.
sounds nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I love French. I sang a couple of songs in French, like Lève ton poing vers le ciel. And my first song was Toujours pour gagner. I always love the sound of French. It's so cool. And what you just said, the title of the album, wow, sounds killer. I love it.
Thank you. Um, when your career of 40 years now, oh, you're going to blow the 40th candle of your career in 2024. What was the creative process for this album?
Yeah, actually, we worked 3 years on it, and yeah, there are 20 songs on it. And actually, in my highlights is of course the duets with Rob Halford. Oh man, it was my first tour with Judas Priest, my first big tour in 1986. And that was the first time that I came to France as well. And yeah, and to me it was a big honor to work with Rob Halford now and doing even two duets. My choice was Living After Midnight because I sang it many times in the early 80s. And yeah, and then, hey, let's do Total Eclipse of the Heart. And I thought, wow, okay, let's do it. And that became my favorite. And so I'm so happy with the record. I think it's very heavy. Like songs like I Will Prevail. It's on a very heavy side. And Children of the Dawn, I love. We are actually doing a video for Children of the Dawn on Monday. So this will be, yeah, maybe similar to Time for Justice. Have you seen the Time for Justice video?
Yeah, yeah, that was very great.
Pretty cool, no?
I
Yeah, yeah.
love
I
it.
was
Yeah.
always, yeah, me too. I was always a big fan of the Mad Max movies, especially the last movie with Charlize Theron, Fury Road. So I met these people in Wacken, and they call it Wasteland Warriors. And then when we picked the first single Time for Just, I thought, oh, I want to call them. So we did this video together. And on Monday they will join me again. So there will be, similar style like Time for Justice. Yeah, and I love many songs of this album. There are 20 songs on it. I hope the fans will love it as much as we do. And we worked in many different studios all over the world. And yeah, and eventually I want to translate one song into French, whatever sounds the best. So maybe Time for Justice or something. So
Yeah, it can be very
yeah,
cool.
what is that called? Can you tell me how does it sound in French? Time for Justice.
That sounds very how can I say in French? Brave. The word for saying brave in
Mhm.
French is bravoure, and it
Oh,
sounds very good like this, like
oh,
the word in French
good.
bravoure. That can
Ah,
be a name for your future title, bravoure.
you're cool, cool. All right, all right. I was a big fan of French band Trust. And oh man, I love them so much. And especially the French versions. And I bought all the records, the English versions as well. But I think the French versions, they were so awesome. And we just did actually a big celebration in Wacken. And we had many guests there. And then Joey Belladonna was there as well. And we did
Ooh.
actually the Trust song Antisocial. Oh, and the fans, they went crazy. It was so good. And
Yeah, it
yeah, so
sounds like an hymn for us. So,
yeah.
for the clip Time for Justice, what was the shooting process of it? How did you work on it?
Of the video.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm, mm. Okay, can you say it again? The internet was just I
yeah, yeah, yeah.
there,
I
there
should.
was a problem.
Um, how did you do the shoot for the clip Time for Justice? How was the video process, writing process for the images?
Actually, when I was a little kid, actually, when I was a baby, I grew up in a truck. My dad, he was a truck driver, and he was my best friend. I had such a great dad. And when we drove in the truck, we were always at this factory. It's a big, huge factory. It's a steel factory, kind of. Um, Nobody works there anymore, so you can just go in. It's huge stuff. Like all steel kind of things. So it was actually in Germany, close to my former hometown, close to Düsseldorf. It's called Duisburg, and it's a real steel and worker kind of city. And so we did it there, and then the Wasteland Warriors, they got all their, I think, the motorcycles there. Actually, they built it. They built their own motorcycles, their own cars. Or they, make them look cool. And yeah, and then we did it, and then we had pyrotechnics there, and yeah, and the same video producer, he's doing actually Children of the Dawn on Monday. So I'm hoping it will come out as great as Time for Justice. And yeah.
I will
So
sorry. I will see it directly when it was released. You said that you made a featuring with Rob Alford. So have you planned to do a tour with Judas Priest or a collaboration on stage like in Wacken, maybe?
uh, yeah, we just played Wacken, and yeah, it wasn't possible. And actually, I don't know if you've heard, but Wacken, there was this time so crazy. There was so much
Yeah,
rain,
yeah.
and oh God. And I think there were 60,000 fans there. Usually the capacity is 85, but people couldn't go in anymore. So some of our guests, they didn't make rehearsal, but they came on stage. But, of course, Rob Halford would have been great, but I knew it was impossible because they are playing. But I will see them. We will play another festival together. God, where is it? It's coming up soon. So I'm hoping that we will do something eventually on stage, but there's nothing planned. And actually, the thing how it came about was actually last year we played Hellfest, which I love, Hellfest. And
Yeah.
we played on the same day like Judas Priest, and then we were hanging out backstage and talking a little bit. Yeah, and then Rob asked me what I'm doing. I said, yeah, we're just finishing the album. So there's a new album in the making. And then we looked at each other, and I said, hey, Rob, would it be possible to do a duet? He said, absolutely. We know each other for such a long time. Since 1986, we always have been great friends, and we always seen each other on festivals. So in Hellfest, that was actually, the idea was born that we would do something together. And then I said, to do Living After Midnight, because I love that song. It makes people feel good. And I sang it many times in the early 80s when we didn't have the Triumph and Agony album yet. That was before Triumph and Agony. Usually we always do All We Are with all the guests and bands and musicians. But back then we said, hey, what song shall we do all together? When we were on tour with other bands or musicians, we always want to share the stage, last song, everybody. And then it was usually either Breaking the Law or Living After Midnight. And Breaking the Law, I did a night duet with Udo Dirkschneider. I don't know if you've heard it, many years ago
Yeah.
on the classic album. So
Oh,
I asked Rob, I said, which song? He said, Total Eclipse of the Heart. And I thought, wow, so that was the very last song which came on the album. It was actually just done a couple of weeks ago. And it's not on the vinyl because vinyl is already printed up. And this song was the very last song we did. And I had no idea that I would have the honor to even have two duets with Rob Halford on this album. That's, to me, that's
oh, do you listen to me? Yes, cool.
oh,
It's
yeah, Connor,
working.
there was another fuck up with the internet. So if yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
I couldn't see you, I
I
couldn't hear
see
you.
It's good. So you told me like the newest song you recorded with Rob Alford wasn't on the vinyl. Have you ever think to release a 45 tour on vinyl for this track?
Yes, actually, yes, I wanted to, but now it's so late. We can't print it up anymore because the record is coming out 27th of October and it's too late. But we will make a video, and Rob
Oh,
already, filmed his parts, and so a video of Total Eclipse of the Heart will come out, and it will so everybody to hear it and see it. And
my next question is what other artists would you like to collaborate with?
what
Do you
other
listen?
artists I would love to collaborate with?
Yeah,
Did you say
yes,
that? Because the internet is spooky.
yes.
I tell you, all the dreams came true. So far, I'm so lucky and grateful. Lemmy and Pete Steele and Udo Dirk Schneider and now doing something with Rob Halford. I didn't think of anything else. I was a big fan of David Coverdale. I would love to do something. James Hetfield. So there's still some, some people I love to work with. Ronnie James Dio, that's unfortunately not anymore,
Yeah.
possible. I would have loved to record something with Ronnie James Dio. That was one of my favorite singers. So yeah, so we will see. I'm definitely planning on doing 20 more records if it's possible. And so yeah, there will be probably some great guests on the next record, but I don't know when we even have to work on the next record now. Now we're just, hoping that the fans will love this Conqueress album. And then we want to go on tour, of course, and play all these festivals. And then I will figure out, which songs, the fans love the most. So we will definitely want to concentrate on this new album and doing more videos. And one video of Lean Me Rock Machine. Oh, this is so hilarious, so funny. Painting every single picture, and I saw 50 seconds of it already, and that looks great. It's really really funny, and it's would be then my first comic video, and
Mm.
yeah, so there are lots of stuff around the record, and yeah.
Can't wait to see
And
that.
on the last record, I love that duet with Johan Heck of Amon Amarth. That was actually wow. That was great. They called me many years ago and they said, "Hey, Doro, would you like to do a duet on our new album?" Was Yom's Viking years ago, and I thought, "Oh man, this would be great." And then I asked Johan if he would, a song on my album. So that was last time. Special treat.
Oh, I can hear in this album Sami Amara too. What was the featuring with him?
Yeah, actually, he's coming from my same hometown, Germany, from Düsseldorf, and there stuff. And they invited me last year around Christmas time. They had like 2 Christmas shows. Me if I want to be a guest on their show, and I said yes. I would love to. So we were doing rehearsals, and the chemistry was great. And then we were saying, "Hey, one song is not enough. Let's do 2 songs." So we did one song, and then we did Breaking the Law, and we did these 2 shows that were sold out. People went crazy, and we said, "Wow, it worked so well. Let's do something together." And then I went to Sammy's home. He has a studio, and under his roof, and then we spent all night trying to work on the lyrics, and we had some song ideas already, melodies, and then it was in one night we wrote that song, and it just came out today, the video, and it's a feel good song. It's called Bond Unending, and it's talking about deep friendship which will last forever. And I always have these 2 things in my life: friendship and fight the good fight. That's always like, the
That's the
Yeah,
goodest
usually
thing
the lyrics
ever.
I like. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, can you talk about the artwork? Who made it, and why did you choose this for an artwork? This picture.
Yeah, this picture. Oh, yeah, I always love the work of Jeffrey Gillespie. He always did our album, and I'm doing a new album, and and I said, could you do a new painting? And he said, Dory, you know what? I did already a painting. I will send it to you, and you tell me if you like it. And actually, the inspiration was my favorite picture. And then I saw it, and I thought, oh, this is so great. And then, and the work title was Forever Strong. And we said, oh, maybe the title could be Conquistador or something. And then, or Conqueror. And then I thought, yeah, let's put the female form of Conqueror. So that's the reason why it's called Conqueress, Forever Strong and Proud, because it should make people feel, strong and proud when they hear the music. And yeah, and he painted it from my favorite photo, and then all these skulls around. But yeah, it was a photo session I did a long time ago, but I always loved that photo. And then he took it for inspiration, and so it's always the same person. It's always Jeffrey Gillespie, and actually he's an Englishman, but he lives in France, and I love him so much, and he's such a cool guy. And I love all his artworks, all these last, when did we meet? I think in 87. And ever since he did Triumph and Agony album, I love what he's doing. So yeah. And he did the last album cover as well, Forever Boys, Forever United. And he did yeah, Fight and Fear No Evil, and yeah, all that good stuff. And yeah, I always I love it. I love it. And I'm a big fan of comic and stuff, and of, like, fantasy paintings. And so I love his work, and that he chose my favorite photo. I like that. It's yeah.
That was very good. That work is very good. Sometimes you realize that you are considered the metal queen, and that you influence many women to find their place behind a microphone. How do you feel about that?
uh, when I know that people, get inspiration out of what I do, then I'm so happy. That's so nice when people say, "Oh, I saw your concert, or I saw your album," or that makes me feel so good when people get inspiration. When people get something out of it, out of the songs. And that's why I do it. I love the fans. I love people, and when I can do something, what inspires them in a positive way, oh, that's like, wow. Then I'm really, really happy. And and I can sleep good at night when I feel, yeah, I did something good. And when even sometimes some people ask me for advice, and usually I always have pretty much the same things to say. Just, follow your heart, do it wholeheartedly, do it every day, always give it your all, and believe in yourself. And or try to get people who believe in you. But if nobody believes in you, just believe in yourself and do what you feel is right. And yeah, and then and do it full force. Do it every day full force. That's, I think, that's important, to not do it as a little hobby on the side. Just like go full, go all out and do it.
Yeah, that is very good. Sounds very good,
Oh,
and it's a very good advice.
internet. The internet today is not good. Maybe
Yeah,
yeah, it's
I don't know if it's me, but I'm sorry if it was my connection.
that's okay. That's okay.
Uh, let's talk about the production and lyrics. You wrote in collaboration with the ex-guitarist of Sister of Mercy, Andreas Brunn. How was
Yes.
the experience?
Actually, we are so good friends since 1996. I met him in 1996, and we worked first time on the Love Me in Black album that was coming out in 98. And then we just like, yeah, I always feel Andreas understands exactly what I mean. And usually when I have some ideas, I sing it on my cell phone and then I send it to him. And that's the reason why Fels in der Brandung is on Woman, Lean Mean Rock Machine. Yeah, and then when he hears my ideas and when he thinks, oh, this could be something on it, and usually I'm good with choruses and lyrics in the chorus and melodies, and then he puts like verses and everything around it. And he's a great guy. He's a great guitar player. He can play all instruments. So it's we have a great friendship and great work relationship, since 1996. And we wrote Time for Justice together, and All for You, and Fels in der Brandung, Best in Me, a lot of songs on this new album. So but Andreas is a cool guy, and but he is not going on tour anymore. He doesn't play live anymore, just in the studio. And and he always, like, what I like about him, he works, till it's done. Like, when I say, the mix on, or could you play a little bit more guitar, or could you do a little bit different sound? He never gets fed up with me. He always does it till we both feel, oh, now it sounds great. Now the fans can hear it. And, he's like, he never gets tired. And, he's a hard worker. And I tell you, working with me, I like the little details, the little nuances. And, and some people, they think, oh my God, not again. Another mix. Okay, another mix. Okay. It's like, yeah. But I always feel, when I feel totally happy with it, when I'm at peace with things, then I can show it to the fans, to the people. And then I feel, when I'm totally excited about something, then the other person will feel the same. I think, oh my God, it's so much work. And it was 3 years now. And and it's always like, you start somewhere, and then sometimes I think, we do the record in 1 year, but with me, it's always like, usually I take 3 years to do a record. So a new album, of course, a live album, that can be done easy, or a best of, that's easy. But doing a new album, writing new songs from scratch, it takes time. It takes really time to get it right.
And you started to recording your vocals in Miami Beach in February. Why did you choose this place?
Actually, we recorded all over. We recorded in Miami, in Hamburg, all over the world. And because sometimes I was on tour, or sometimes I was doing something, or I stayed in different countries, different places. So I always felt, when I want to record something, when I feel good, then I want to go into a studio and just put down the vocals. And and then and usually Andreas mixes the stuff in Hamburg. And I love Hamburg. Hamburg is one of my favorite cities in Germany. I don't know if you've ever been to Hamburg.
No,
It's
I
pretty cool.
ever been to Dortmund.
Okay. Yeah, Hamburg is, I think Dortmund is okay, but I think Hamburg is really nice. Is nice, very nice, actually. Yeah, and so I did it all over the world. But in Miami, that was so good to do something like, I always felt good there. I was like, the voice is always in good shape because it's pretty warm. And here in Germany, sometimes the weather can be really ugly and cold, and then I get a cold, and then you can't sing, you can't, record a vocal for an album. So that's always good for the voice. And but Hamburg, I love to sing, and everywhere and anywhere. And it doesn't have to be one studio. I like, I like going to different places with different people. Sometimes when people love the heavy stuff, but then maybe they don't have the sensitivity for, like, soulful stuff. So I want to have every song where the song deserves the best treatment. And yeah, that's why I love to work in many different places. And
Okay. Can you tell your last words for who listeners? French
yeah.
listeners?
Yes, my dear French listeners, my dear French metalheads, French rock fans, my dear friends, I love you so much. I can't wait till I see you live. I hope you love the new album. And yeah, the idea for these two duets with Rob Halford was actually born in France at Hellfest. So France means a lot to me. I had my first big tours in France. Actually, I remember a great concert with Ronnie James Dio in Paris. Was one of my favorite concerts, and I love you so much. Merci beaucoup for all the support in all these great years. And yeah, and always stay metal, keep on rocking, left on poor vers le ciel. And I hope I
Yeah,
see you very soon, and all the very best, and lots of love and kisses.
thank you.